Assistant Treasurer. Will the Assistant Treasurer please update the House on how the Coalition Government is assisting all Australians to build their wealth and to provide for their retirement?
I call the Honourable Assistant Treasurer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for Petrie for his question and acknowledge his strong contribution in this place to protecting the savings of hard-working Australians. Indeed, Australians are hard-working and they are aspirational, and this government stands ready to assist them to build their savings and to prepare for retirement. That's why we have committed to no unexpected or adverse changes to superannuation in this term of office. This is why we have repaired the unclaimed monies regime, taking it back from 3 years to 7 years, and that is why we support negative gearing. But, Madam Speaker, I'm asked, are there any challenges to this approach? And the greatest challenge comes from those opposite, because just yesterday we heard that the Leader of the Opposition didn't even know his superannuation policy, and now we know that Labor is planning to take an axe to negative gearing. The member for McMahon was asked on the 7:30 report about negative gearing, and he said, "Any responsible opposition would be considering a range of measures. Any changes we took to negative gearing would be taken to the next election." What then? The Leader of the Opposition himself let the cat out of the bag with an interview with John Fain, that famous interview when he said everybody is somebody and so forth, but he was asked about negative gearing in that interview, and John Fain said to him, "Isn't it electorally poisonous to touch it?" To which the Leader of the Opposition's simple reply was no, Madam Speaker. And the Leader of the Opposition, when he used to be the National Secretary of the AWU, when he used to tell us what he really thought, he said as follows, I quote, "Higher income earners are availing themselves of negative gearing and the endless variety of new avoidance schemes." Madam Speaker, we have it there. The Leader of the Opposition is saying to the nearly 1.3 million Australians who access negative gearing, including 61,000 teachers and child carers, 42,000 nurses, 15,000 transport workers, 46,000 sales assistants, that they are engaged in avoidance schemes, Madam Speaker. The Leader of the Opposition is saying, as the Prime Minister said, the Leader of the Opposition is saying negative gearing is tax dodging. Now, he is supported by the Shadow Assistant Treasurer, who wrote an article in The Australian some time ago calling for the abolition of negative gearing. This is what the Shadow Assistant Treasurer said. "We assume that $2 billion could be saved by its abolition." There we have it, Madam Speaker. The hard-earned savings of ordinary Australians can't be trusted with the Leader of the Opposition. He's called superannuation a legalised tax haven. He's now calling negative gearing an avoidance scheme, and we know that the hard-earned savings of ordinary Australians will eventually become Bill Shorten's own savings. Shame on Labor.
I call the Honourable Prime Minister.
I ask that